I can't really stress this enough. Keeping your project folders clean, tidy, organized, putting them in folder structures. So here I have one of my current games that I'm working on. As you can see, the folder structure is actually pretty clean. They're all neatly organized. Game stuff is, well, the items, entity drops, levels, waves. Scripts, I'm a programmer. I dabble with scripts more than the models, so I have more folder structure for scripts, but I have a simple project open here. So this is naturally what you'd see when you open up a project for the first time. What I do is there's a little trick that you can do. If you right click and you press C, it actually highlights, well, the first letter of what it corresponds to in the menu. If you press the arrow, you actually get to expand it. And for a certain element in Unity, it automatically keys in what you're trying to do. So let's say I'm trying to create a folder. I press C and I press F, so folder, and it creates a new folder for me. It also works for some. I haven't really tried for all, but material is something that everyone uses the most. C arrow M, and you can start typing the name of the material. With that in mind, let's go ahead and clean up this project. So let me just create a folder for, I think one of the most underrated folders is the others folder. Essentially, it's where all the boilerplate or stuff that you don't really mess around with. It's also where you would put your plugins, the code which you don't really have to change. So you put them in a separate assembly so that Unity doesn't always have to reload those scripts when you change something in your main game. If you want to know more about assemblies, I will link a video somewhere. Let's go ahead and put a Z in front of the others. That way it actually goes to the bottom, and if we drag stuff that we don't really need and put them in others, right away it's a lot more cleaner. Scenes, yes, we will deal with scenes, so we won't really put that in the Z others folder. But what I like to do is I have a imports folder, I have a prefabs folder, and obviously I have a scripts folder. Now, if you're like me and you're a programmer and sometimes you want to find these scripts fast, what I do is I put a underscore in front and that brings it to the top. Usually, for the sake of making things look nice, I just leave it like that. With a few shortcuts, organizing your folder should be a lot easier, and it'll be easier for your future self when you want to come back to a project, which by that time usually we'd be starting new projects. It helps you navigate your project better, and it helps the person you're working with navigate your project better as well. Development is already very hard, and you don't want to make it harder by messing up your project folder. So do yourself and the people you're working with a favor. Just keep your projects clean, and life would probably be a lot easier when you're making games.